Get him into the future!
So, this is going to be my review for Guardians of the Galaxy from this year. I'm pretty sure this is has been the top grossing movie of the year. And I've kind of wanted to just try to get through some of the movies that are making a lot of people's best of the year list. So, and I've just wanted to check this one out. So, this is Marvel's attempt to kind of do, I guess, I don't know, like a standalone movie. I kept hearing people talk about that it was actually not going to be made for sequels and into the whole universe, but that's not the case anymore. Of course, it's going to be folded into everything else. Marvel has this crazy whole plan for up until like the year 2030 or something to get all these different movies made and interconnect them. But I was more interested in this because it's different. You know, it's a step away from Iron Man and Thor and Captain America and the Avengers and all of that. It's just something completely different. Most people don't know this group of characters. I wasn't familiar with them at all, the Guardians of the Galaxy. So I'll try to kind of go through the storyline here quick. It's kind of confusing because it's a big space opera, so there's a lot going on. But our main character is Peter Quill, aka Star-Lord, and he's played by Chris Pratt, most known for his role as Andy in Parks and Recreation, where he's really funny. So he's a kid. He has a tragic origin story, just like most superheroes. His mom's dying of cancer, and as soon as that happens, he gets abducted by aliens, get taken to space. But then we fast forward for multiple years, and he's grown up in his early 30s or so. He's living out in space. He's with these group of people called Ravagers, something like that. And so they go around. They're just basically thieves. And their leader is Yondu, played by Michael Rooker. Probably know him from Breaking Bad. Daryl's brother Merle. He's an alien. He's a blue guy. There's lots of blue aliens in this movie. And anyways, starts out Peter Quill, Star-Lord, is stealing some sort of orb. He gets it, and everybody wants it. It has some sort of power. It's this one of these infinity stones has this crazy amount of power. He's gonna steal it. Zoe Saldana's character Gamora is gonna get it back for a guy named Thanos, who was like the most powerful being in the universe. And then there's a raccoon named Rocket, voiced by Bradley Cooper, and then his buddy Groot, who's a giant tree, voiced by Vin Diesel. They're going to kidnap Peter Quill to bring him back to Yondu, and at the same time, they're trying to get Peter, Gamora, they all converge at the same time. So they're all trying to get this orb, slash each other for bounties and whatnot, and they get arrested. So they get arrested, they're all together. While they're in prison, they meet Drax, played by Dave Bautista, and he just wants to kill the guy named Ronan. Ronan is played by Lee Pace. Gamora is actually working for her, for Ronan at the time, and he just wants to destroy this group of people. I forgot where they live. This planet, there's so many names. I'm not going to find it. Ronan just wants to destroy this planet. And that part is never actually really explained that well, why he's so bitter. They have a peace treaty. He's from a race called the Kree, and they have a peace treaty with the planet, the main planet that we're on. But he wants to break it for some reason, whatever. So anyways, they have to break out of prison. They find out that Ronan wants this Infinity Stone, which should make him like ultimate powerful and just destroy the planet. And so these Guardians of the Galaxy need to combine their forces and stop him. So that's basically the story in a nutshell. There's actually obviously a lot more going on, but we have tons of other actors. So Benicio del Toro has a smaller part as a guy named the Collector. He's one of the people wanting to get this orb from Quill. Glenn Close has an appearance as Nova Prime. She's the head of this planet, Nova. I think it's called Nova or something like that. John C. Reilly is also like a soldier on that planet. Jaimon Hansu is working for Ronin. That was a couple more. Karen Gillan. I wasn't familiar with her. I guess she's on a show called Selfie. She plays a woman, an alien named Nebula. She's another blue person. She's like Gamora's half sister. She's also working for Ronin, and she's another daughter of Thanos. Whatever. Lots of actors, lots of people, and I liked it. So I was right away. I'm giving it a 3.75 out of 5. It's pretty good. It's definitely worth a watch. I think I'll just kind of go through. I have lots of notes that I was taking. So right away, Chris Pratt, his character's obviously like a very obvious homage to Han Solo and Indiana Jones. The beginning's very Raiders of the Lost Ark. That's how it starts, pretty much. So he's just kind of playing Harrison Ford's roles all combined together, which is good. He's played a lot of good characters, so that's who he is. There's a lot of exposition in the movie, which a lot of the time was kind of clunky, but you kind of need it to explain this world that they're in. You know, there's lots of world building. It's like I was excited to see this because it's kind of like a new Star Wars for a new generation, but it's more fun. This is a pretty fun movie to watch. It's definitely a good one for like kids to watch because it's a big sci-fi movie and stuff like that. Probably my favorite character out of everybody was Rocket. He's easily the funniest character. He's throughout, but he also has an interesting backstory. They kind of give everybody a little bit of a backstory so you know where they're coming from. So Rocket he's a raccoon, but can talk and he's super smart, and he explains that was experimented on a bunch, and so he had an interesting backstory. Everybody except Groot doesn't have a backstory just because he can't talk. All he says is "I am Groot." And Drax has a backstory. His family was killed by Ronin. That's why he wants to kill him so bad. But so yeah, Rocket, easily the funniest person, the best character, I think. I think he overshadows Peter Quill a little bit as well. Even though we get his tragic origin story at the very beginning with his mom, and at the end it comes back again. I think Rocket's is better. I think he's just kind of a more interesting character, personally. Drax is pretty funny too, just because apparently like his people take everything literally, and so that's pretty funny because he doesn't understand metaphors and stuff. That's pretty funny. Dave Bautista he's a wrestler for like the WWE, and so he has pretty good comic timing, and he's interesting in the movie. He also just got cast in the new James Bond movie, Spectre. He's probably going to play a villain or a henchman, so that should be interesting. Some of the things that didn't work well, their friendship is just very, very forced, and like the camaraderie just seemed fake. It becomes more believable later once they're together, but right away they're just like, well, we're all together, we better be friends. That's just kind of so. It just feels weird at the beginning, but like I said, after a while it works better. I think it kind of becomes more natural after a while. I didn't like, I thought Zoe Saldana and Karen Gillan, so Gamora and Nebula, the two sisters, I didn't think their performances were that great. I think they're the weakest. For some reason, whenever Gamora was talking, it just kind of felt fake. Like, I know this dialogue's probably really weird because it's all in space and everything, but just, I thought her acting for some reason wasn't that great. Same thing with Karen Gillan, who played Nebula. Her delivery and everything just seemed very off for some reason. But everybody else is fine in their respective roles. I thought the design for Ronin, he's blue, he's a Kree guy, but they like paint him at the beginning with a lot of black and stuff, and they put like black on his face, and he has like these tears, and it kind of goes like under his chin, so like his whole chin is covered with black. That's really weird. It just makes him look like he has like a big underbite or something. He's like sticking his chin out. That just made him look weird. I thought it was kind of a odd design for him. That's just a personal thing. But anyways, so for the good things, I liked the ending. Ended up being pretty good. Like I said, it's fun. It's a really fun movie. I'm giving it a very good rating. A 3.75 is good. Has a great soundtrack. I think this is one of the best. I think I read that this is one of the best selling soundtracks for a movie that doesn't have any original songs. They're all from the 70s, 60s, 70s songs, and you understand why in the movie. It has to do with him, Peter Quill, when he's younger, and his mom and stuff like that. So, good soundtrack. The makeup is awesome. So there's lots of aliens. A lot of times it's just kind of painting people different colors and adding a couple prosthetics here and there, but it really worked. You can tell a lot of it's practical. So it was very good. Very good makeup. A lot of good CG. Everything looks great. All the worlds that they're in and everything. So can't really complain there. I thought it's a good movie. It's fun. I thought it was a little too hyped up though. So I know some people are giving it really, really good reviews and saying it's an amazing movie. And well, I like it more than some of the other Marvel movies, like Iron Man 2 and 3 is better than that. And I didn't ever even saw the second Thor movie, but it's really good. I put it up there right with Captain America, Winter Soldier, but I feel like I could rewatch Winter Soldier more than this. I feel like I've seen it, and I'm okay with not seeing it again. But it'll be interesting. I'm kind of weird with these superhero movies in the Marvel universe because there's so many of them to try to keep up with, and they're just gonna keep going. But I don't know. I just always seem to eventually watch them anyway. I think it's a good change for them. I think it'll be interesting to see how they incorporate this with the Avengers that we already know. And so, just I guess for the last thing, just for other movie connections, I mentioned this is very much like a new version of Star Wars, and especially because Peter Quill, Star-Lord, is just very much an homage to Han Solo and Indiana Jones. I mentioned it's also, I kind of got a feeling of like Firefly has kind of that they're in space, but it's kind of like a ragtag group of people. It's just like a worn down place, not all nice and meticulous because they've lived there for so long. And oddly enough, Firefly was by Joss Whedon, and he did the Avengers, and so kind of all ties that together. Also, other Marvel movies, or not Marvel, but superhero movies that were similar are The Green Lantern. I think try to do something like this where you're on different planets, different worlds with lots of aliens, but that was a notable disaster. I never even watched it, didn't even want to because it's panned so bad. So this obviously does what Green Lantern did wrong, so does it right. But and then another one was kind of like John Carter, I think, had something similar where somebody from Earth was taken to another planet. I never saw that either, but just kind of in the same vein. So it was finally they got a superhero movie that's taken place in space and done it right. So well done, I guess. So I'd it's not in theaters anymore. Excuse me, came out a while ago, but I would definitely check it out. Like I said, it's fun, good to watch with kids. There's a couple jokes that are kind of for a more mature audience, but kids aren't going to get it anyway, so it's not too big of a deal. So yeah, 3.75. All right. Oh yeah, I forgot to sign off. I am Groot.